Joining us now to discuss former National Press Secretary for the Trump campaign, Hogan Gidley. Hogan, what's your thought on what's going on? I mean, clearly there's some politics at work, but then there's the question, should Congress have the ability to investigate something at once? So what's your take on this?
Well, look, I think politics are always at play here. You point that out, Bob, very astutely in this particular instance. Look, they're going after a lot of folks, is this January 6th committee. And regardless of how you feel about its formation, which obviously didn't allow the minority party, the Republicans, to pick who they wanted. Instead, they handpicked folks that they knew would be complicit with this whole thing, the Adam Kinzingers of the world, the Liz Cheneys of the world, both on the chopping block in the upcoming midterms. But, you know, they let someone else just kind of surrender themselves. They didn't make the spectacle out of this. And we all know what happens when they try to, make political hay out of someone's life. They're doing so in Peter Navarro's case. Of course, Steve Bannon got to just walk out of his own accord, have the conversation, talk to the media. But I think they wanted to make a point here. And I worked with Peter in the White House for a long time, good guy. But there are three ways you can handle these attacks by the committee. You can either comply fully, you can comply in part, or you can just reject the whole notion and the whole thing. And as Peter Navarro is wanting to do, he kind of gave the committee a middle finger and said, that's where I'm going to stay, and I'm willing to go to jail for this, I think he said on another network in recent days. So he may just end up going to jail for it.
Why would he do that? And I'm not a legal expert on this, because for him to go to jail on this, wouldn't the DOJ have to get involved? And do you think it would? Yeah, look, I'm not a legal expert either, but it's pretty obvious that the House is trying to use their buddies over at the Biden DOJ to make as much political hay out of this as they can. Just from a 30,000-foot view, though, let's talk about a few issues here on the table. Sure.
Joe Biden has nothing to run on. He's pretty much acquiesced to the fact he can't change the gas prices, even though he really could if he changed his policy. So instead, he's pushing forward to try and gin up his base. He's using things like guns, obviously, most recently, to try and get folks out. He created that whole Office of Environment and Social Justice with Xavier Becerra, excuse me. And then also now he's trying to lean on that January 6th committee to try and get people out for giving college loans for students. He's hemorrhaging votes. So what he's trying to do, what the left is trying to do, is give them something to run on, and if they can, polish this old chestnut and try to sell it as something new and something as serious as what they claim it is, maybe they have a shot. But I don't think it's going to fall on ears in this country ready to hear. In fact, the people of this country, quite frankly, they're going to be deaf to this nonsense, I think. Here's what's interesting to me. I feel like Peter Navarro told us what he did. I feel like we know what he did. He even described the Green Bay sweep. I mean, he's telling you what they were trying to do. Now, you can agree with it or you can't agree with it or not agree with it. But the point I'm trying to get to is I'm not convinced there's anything that will come out that will change people's opinion of it. So I'm wondering why go through this process unless they think at the end of this somehow they can legally forbid President Trump from running for office again. That's exactly right. It's all politics. Look, you want to indict Peter Navarro for running shirtless on the mall? That's fine. He does that pretty much every day. I get it. But this particular thing here, I'm very confused as to what they're trying to do when you strip away all the ins and outs of the actual case itself. But when you look at it through a political lens, it's pretty clear. Bob, you hit on it. Look, this is all about trying to impact the upcoming midterms and eventually the upcoming 2024 election as well. They're terrified that Donald Trump is going to run again. They're terrified that the American people are craving his policies that made their lives better. And so what they're trying to do here is just purely political, and they're trying to take some scalps, and they're saying this person was so close to Trump and Trump was part of this. That's all it's about. And so sadly for Peter Navarro, someone who is going to stand on his principles here and say, no, you want to come at me, come at me. Well, they did that today with handcuffs, so we'll see where this goes. Okay. Hogan, you're on tonight, right? I am hosting for Rob Schmidt tonight. We got a good lineup, and I'm excited about it.
Okay. Look forward to seeing you tonight. Hogan, Gidley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You bet.